council is made up of Milton, Halton Hills, Burlington, and Oakville. Also, we have a local council from Milton. So in case you don't know, we're all part-timers, so if you're wondering why I'm here as an appraiser, as a councillor, there's two of us. We're not like Mississauga where you have full-time politicians. The big thing is, as appraiser, which Chuck already highlighted on, is my work is like a detective. I go and look at the house because it's the last thing to do before the mortgage and check it out to make sure it meets the bank's standards. And like similar to a property inspector, what the property inspector does is look at all the technical details of your house, right? The roof, the furnace, the basement, to make sure it's got a clean bill of health. I look at the value of the house. Is it normal for the neighborhood? Has a person over-improved or under-improved? Give you an example, I did a house yesterday in Oakville. It probably cost about $800,000 to build, but it's so unique that it's not worth $800,000. It's in a neighborhood of $400,000 home. So you don't want to be the best house on the street, you don't want to be the worst house. You want to be somewhere in the neighborhood. So that's where it's really important when you're buying a house, is work with an agent like Chuck to basically find out, okay, it's not just the house you're buying into the neighborhood. And now I'm going to inflate his ego. Here, because,
you see that? Thumbs up over here.
Again, and it's part of our planning department findings as well. You're the top 1% of Milton. You're actually checking out the details. Because our planning department, we build about 2,000 homes a year in Milton right now. Only about 1% of those people actually come out to a class like this or check out the town with what's actually happening in their neighborhood. I've got some handouts to the back there. One of the important things, I know some of the people are looking at rural areas, this is the latest map of the town. It came out in August. It's already out of date. We're adding a new street about every 3 weeks. That's the rural area. And this is the urban area. And it includes some neighborhoods. And you've got a number of other pieces of information. These three maps are basically, this is what Milton looked like in 2009. If you look down here, here's the hospital. There's about 1,000 homes already occupied down here. There's another 1,000 to come. We've got about 1,000 still to finish off in what's called the Bristol survey. The town's divided into 4 areas. You have the existing town, which was pre-2000, which some people call Old Milton, which, considering some people told me I'm actually ancient because I was born here. You have the Bristol survey that started about 2001, the Sherwood survey that started about 2006, and now the Boyne survey, which is starting in 2 years' time. Each one of these quadrants is between 40 to 50,000 people. The current population of the town is about 95,000 people, which is similar to what Ajax is in the east side of Toronto. What we're looking at as a total population when this is all filled in is 160,000 people. So if you think Milton's a small town, forget it. We're in the top 20 in the whole of the country. This is the zoning map. Another important consideration when you're buying a property is check the zoning of it, what you can and can't do with that property and what's going on around of it. Because a lot of people don't look at them, oh, I'll just buy a nice single family house. If you see a vacant lot beside your property or near it, check it out with the planning department. Just don't rely on what the sales agent, even as good as Chuck is. Check with the town, get in writing what is proposed. Is there any applications? We had some people out in this area called the Intracorp Homes. They've got a commercial area, oh, nice commercial plaza. They didn't realize also allows a gas station. So they're all up in arms, but sorry, it's already approved, you should have known this. So check it out, check with an agent, check with the town, and also look at what's happening. I understand some people are looking at rural properties. Look at the traffic patterns. This is the Milton's future. All these roads, east-west, are going anywhere from 2 lanes to 4 lanes to 6 lanes wide. You don't want to buy a house on a road that's going to be doubling and tripling in traffic. These are the population growth over the next 5 years, and so I mentioned with the Boyne survey, we're right now in the midst of negotiations south of Louis St. Laurent for the first phase of 25,000 people.
Do you guys want to come up and see this? Do you want to gather around the map? Is that a little easier for you?
We're going to see later. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
okay. If you have any individual questions, you can do it. The second phase is another 25,000. All this area will be built in 10 years. Right now it's cornfields. What people don't realize is after 2021, all this area over here is going to be the next phase. It's called Sustainable Home. That's 75,000 people in the next 10 years. So we also have what's called the Dairy Green Employment Area, which is a big area. You'll be hearing a lot more about that there. We have a lot of major corporations, such as the Orlando Corporation, buying into this, and they'll be building in about 2 years' time, similar to what you see on Airport Road in Mississauga and Brampton. And also we're finishing off the 401 Industrial Corridor. You might have heard of the Target Distribution Center. That's that big area right here. It's already got the steel up. It's going to be hiring 600 people starting next month to work there, as well as we've got 400 acres up in this area. We also have the Milton Heights area, which currently has about 1,000 homes being proposed in that area. What we also have is we're negotiating for some very large parkland dedication. If you look at these maps here, the green areas are all creek valleys. What we're trying to do is keep this area for walking trails as well as have large parks. The purple areas are commercial. We have 2 applications at the corner of Louis St. Laurent and Brawny Street for about 300,000 square feet of commercial space. So it's nice to be close to a commercial area, but you don't want to be right beside it. It's one thing that the banks look for is what we call adverse influences. You don't want to be too close to anything, you don't want to be too far. It's the same with the railways in town. It's nice to be close to the GO station, but you don't want to be right beside it, because all this area here is going to be intensifying over the next 10 to 20 years. The town is looking at having about 5,000 apartment units, anywhere from 4 to 14 stories. We currently have 23 applications in various stages, from various, basically starting down in areas like this where there's like a 10-story building to ones that will be occupied next month. So the best thing to do if you're a purchaser, check out the agent, have one that's got a good reputation, and also somebody that knows the neighborhood, because you've got a lot of agents coming in from out of town that just like, oh yeah, I can sell anything. Well, if they don't know the neighborhood, or they don't live in the area, they don't know everything that's going around. And the second thing is check with the town, the region, and various other agencies. If you are next to a creek, you check with the Conservation Authority, what you can and can't do, because a lot of people don't realize that the house where it's standing now could be in the floodplain. If you're in a floodplain, some mortgage companies will not give you a mortgage. So you can buy the houses, oh no, we're not going to insure you because you could be flooded, even though we haven't had a flood here in 60 years. So those are important things to check out, and I think we'll have a break now, and if you have any individual questions, I can answer.